Your brain has a strange relationship with empty spaces. Not dangerous places, not haunted places, just empty ones. Hallways with no people, office lights still buzzing after hours, long corridors that feel like they should lead somewhere meaningful, but don't. And sometimes when you step into places like that, you get a feeling you can't quite justify it, like you've been there before, even when you know you haven't. My name is Case File Cryptid, and this is a breakdown of the Backrooms, not just as an internet horror concept, but as something rooted in how your brain builds reality from memory, explanation, and pattern. Because the Backrooms feel unsettling because they're impossible. They feel unsettling because they're almost familiar. And your brain doesn't handle almost very well. Section 1. The idea that started it. The Backrooms began with a single image and a short idea. If you no-clip out of reality, almost like a glitch in a video game, you don't fall into space or darkness. You end up here. An endless maze of yellowed walls, damp carpet, fluorescent lights that never turn off, rooms that repeat without logic or purpose, no people, no exits that make sense, just space that continues. Over time, people extended it. Levels, entities, rules. Entire fictional ecosystems built on top of a single unsettling concept. But none of that is what made it stick. What made it stick was the original image. Because it didn't look like a monster, it looked like somewhere real, just slightly incorrect. Section 2. Why it feels familiar. The strange part isn't that the Backrooms feels familiar, it's that they feel almost familiar. Your brain is constantly scanning the world for patterns. It doesn't store every detail of a place, it stores summaries. So when you see something like the Backrooms, your brain doesn't treat it as completely new. It tries to match it to something already in your memory. Office buildings, schools, hospitals, water parks, government hallways, places you pass through without reality paying attention. And it finds partial matches. Not enough to confirm recognition, but enough to create tension. That's where the feeling comes from. Not recognition, but near recognition. Section 3. Liminal spaces. This effect becomes much stronger in places called liminal spaces. Liminal means threshold. These are places designed for transition, not memory. For example, hallways, stairwells, airports, parking garages, empty malls after closing. You don't usually stop in them, you just pass through. Because of that, your brain fully doesn't encode them as meaningful experiences. They become mental gaps. So when they've shown empty, stripped of people, movement purpose, they feel incomplete. Not scary in an obvious way, just paused. Like the world hasn't finished loading yet. Backrooms take that idea and stretch it beyond normal limits. Not just empty spaces, endless empty spaces, spaces that don't resolve. Section 4. Why it feels wrong. The unsettling part of the Backrooms isn't fear, it's contradiction. Your brain expects environments to make sense. Even empty ones still usually have structure. Purpose, direction, and context. But the Backrooms removes all of that. No clear function, no clear boundaries, no meaningful changes. So your mind tries to classify it anyways. This is a normal place. This doesn't make sense. Both interpretations activate at the same time, and neither resolve. That unresolved conflict creates a specific kind of discomfort. Not panic, not danger, just instability. A sense that the environment can't fully be understood. Section 5. Why the internet expanded it. The original image had no explanation, and that's what made it powerful. Because when your brain sees something that looks real but lacks context, it tries to supply that context automatically. It starts asking questions. Where is this? Why does it exist? Have I seen this before? This process is automatic. Your mind tries to complete missing information the same way it completes blurred patterns or partial memories. But in this case, there is no correct answer. So the uncertainty doesn't resolve, it spreads. Backrooms didn't say a single image. They became a framework. People built levels, rules, entities, explanations. But all of it sits on top of something much simpler, a space your brain refuses to fully categorize. Section 6. Why it sticks with you. Even after you understand it, the feeling doesn't fully disappear. Because understanding something logically doesn't override the brain's automatic systems. Your perception still reacts before your reasoning catches up. So when you see long hallways, flickering fluorescent lights, or empty institutional spaces, your mind still runs the same checks. Is this safe? Does this make sense? Why is no one here? Sometimes there's no strong answer, just uncertainty. And that uncertainty is what gets associated with the backrooms. Not because something is hidden there, but your brain can't fully complete the picture. Conclusion. The backrooms work because they aren't really about a place, they're about perception. They take familiar environments, remove their context, and stretch them into something infinite. And in doing so, they reveal something uncomfortable about how the mind constructs reality. We don't experience spaces exactly as they are, we experience them through memory, expectation, and pattern recognition. So when those systems fail to fully categorize what we're seeing, it doesn't feel like confusion, it feels like something almost familiar, something that shouldn't exist in your memory. But it's not right. My name is Casefile Cryptid, and this has been The Backrooms, and why something so simple can feel so unsettlingly familiar.